Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. We're back after having a what felt like a very long week off. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well in your lives and in the circumstances, everything that's been going on in the past week. For those of you who are tuning in today and are regulars here on the channel, there are a few new things that have come about in the interim in our week off. So first of all,
shameless plug.
First of all, on Friday we had the release of our latest "Don't Believe the Hype" video. This one, as voted for by our subscribers here on Twitch, which was for the Four Elements Monk, and how it's not as bad as people say it is online. That's basically, in a nutshell, what that's about. So if you want to find out more about the Four Elements Monk and how perhaps maybe it's been misconstrued, there is some critique as well. It's not singing praises the whole time. I feel it's fairly nuanced. Then check out that review. It's in defense of the Four Elements Monk on our YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel and Fridays, this Friday we'll be dropping the next episode of the Cage campaign, which myself and Angelique, our guest today, are regulars on. So come check that out on Friday. That was another shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
And then a third
shameless plug
was we talked a while back about podcasts, about MP3s. Well, as I had the week off last week, aside from Monday where I was horrifically busy, hence we couldn't do the stream. The rest of the week I made myself fairly free. So we have been converting old episodes, old sessions from the Manylands campaign and James's superhero one-shot, you may remember from last year, have all now been converted to MP3 and have been uploaded for release on podcast. You'll find them on all major podcasting sites, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all over the place. Just search Slice and Dice and you should find us. At the moment, I think we're up to session 31 in podcast, but I'll be tinkering with those in the background and regularly adding more probably in batches until we're up to the present with that. So if you are on the go, although that seems less likely these days, but if you are on the go, for instance, for your allotted social time in the park, or in a garden if you have one and don't want to look at a screen, you can now listen to our sessions through your headphones using the podcast. So yay for podcasts. I'm exhausted. I think that's it for oh no, there is one more very important one. So important. I had to change the screen back to the opening screen because I got overexcited.
Shameless plug.
So this final shameless plug. Now, those of you following us on social media would have spotted this already when it was dropped at the beginning of last week. But in case you didn't, we have some new merch in our merch store, and this time it's themed around our own dwarf monk, Brucon. We've got yes. Yes, your time has come. And so we have, in tribute to Brucon, we have our T-shirts with the balance. There's a seesaw with dice at either end, a natural 1 at one end, a natural 20 at the other end, on a seesaw with the balance written underneath. If you want to have that emblazoned across your chest, or on a tote bag, or other bits of merchandise, check out our Teespring store. There's a link to that, along with the podcast and everything else, all on our Twitch page, on the About page.
I want the tote bag.
Who totes wants the tote bag?
I want the tote bag.
Well, Marta, if you click the link, there's actually a sort of thumbnail display of our merch on the merch store. One click away, that tote bag could be yours. There you go.
Fine.
I mean, that is as much as I can do for you, to be honest. You can lead a horse to water.
But you can't make it a valley girl.
Can't make it spend its money.
Sorry, that was just my 2 cents.
No,
Carry on.
I appreciate that. Thank you. The enthusiasm is always welcome here on the channel, and you in the chat as well. Keep with that enthusiasm, Fate Dice and all the rest of it. And you may have noticed one last thing. just on our display, we are now randomly having, as well as our other announcements about other things that happen on Slice and Dice on the channel, we now have our players, our characters' stats popping up from time to time. So keep an eye on that, especially for you guys watching on Catch Up on YouTube. It means that you can actually check out what our characters are like level-wise, what they, where their stats are. Just gives you a little bit of an overview and insight into that, and see how crazy some of them really are.
Yeah, so gaze in horror at the 9 armor class Brina is packing. You can see it there in cold, hard numerical facts.
Yep.
Shortly before you see her take all of the damage to the face.
The 9 armor class
I
of
didn't
Brina.
know you could have armor class single digits.
It's doable. It's hard, but it's doable. And equally, you can see the 12 hit points.
Naeris is on there right
Leorin
now.
as well. Oh, she was just up there, Naeris. So yeah, if you keep your eyes on there, folks. In fact, I think it's going a little bit quick.
There we go.
I will change that over. Bear with me.
No, that's fine. I was just
but,
there.
You know,
Never mind.
just
Never mind.
flicking between
I was
them as we
worried.
go
I was
along.
worried.
You're worried you're being missed out.
Worried. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking at
no.
Yeah.
Bless.
I don't want to miss out.
Well, that's that's totally understandable. Anyway, sorry, that's quite a lot of plugging. It's been a week. I've had to catch up. But just, unless anyone else has anything to add, I think we'll drop in with tonight's session. So here we go, session 54 from my counting. In the Manylands campaign. That's where you go to have a campaign where you complain a lot. The campaign on here on Slice and Dice. And we are back. So, folks, last time here on Slice and Dice, we had... so we split off into two a little bit because we were graced with Naeris rejoining the campaign and finding out what she's been up to while the rest of the group have been off adventuring and looking into these missing small folk. And the plot with the manticores and the supposedly enslaved Aarakocra monks. So Naeris had been obviously attending to her uncle. They've both been grieving after the death of her aunt. And sorry, I get distracted from Bart in the chat. So yeah, sorry, Naeris, you were looking after your uncle, working alongside him.
Yes, that's sad. But look at Bart.
That's happened. Meanwhile, well, spoke you too. And as well as that, just on an average day, sort of doing some, trying and failing and doing slightly better in the afternoon with fletching arrows, Naeris went on a lunchtime errand to the inn to grab some bread and cheese, a staple of the carpenters of the Manylands. Where she spotted three likely lads, three individuals who looked quite, let's say, rugged and certainly not your regular townsfolk. They seemed to be adventuring types, and they didn't seem to bear good intentions from what Naeris could tell, and she immediately went, nope, I'm avoiding that, and successfully managed to evade them in the inn. However, she then doubled back later on and sort of checked out a bit about them, what she could find from their tracks and so on. And it seemed, yes, they weren't from here. They had in their possession at least one coin, one foreign coin, which turns out was from the Dragonborn Kingdom of Rachir. Quite strange. And had also heard that they apparently had been looking for her group, and in particular, Seth. There was, after some discussion with Naeris, with a Dragonborn who then revealed that she had met with many of your group as at the Moonrunners meeting some time ago, and had known Seth from before that, had speculated that they perhaps had come from Kalas, which is the pirate city on the eastern edge of Burikrin. Naeris then, having taken on this information, decided to carry on as she was for now. Received a message from Malar, then went to the temple to go and check up on the two lycanthropic hostages. Sorry, lycanthropic guests that you've been keeping at the temple. And was
also
sad to discover
two.
one had been... Two. To discover that one of those two had turned and had subsequently been slain by Priest Ventrix II's assistant, Brian Obadiah, who was trying to protect his master's life. And so I used some clerical radiant magic and had slain the creature, but in so doing had slain Captain Mandeville himself, who was one of the infected, leaving Greater Grouse being the only one of the lycanthropic patients left. So Naeris decided to spend the night, not trusting the priesthood, as one of the charges was now dead. Decided to spend the night there. You did so. No incident occurred, and you woke up in the morning and decided that you could employ your uncle's craft, being a carpenter, to make some kind of shack of some kind, or a building within a building that could go inside the temple, just to kind of shelter Greater and get her out of the moonlight in the night, because there are some small windows, unfortunately, in the temple, which may have caused the effect. So anyway, with that plan hatched, Naeris went back to her uncle, only to find that he had been savagely beaten by these three individuals who said that they were looking for Naeris, and because Brynland wouldn't give away where she was, they proceeded to try and beat information out of him, to which he then pointed them in the direction of the rest of the group, who he was aware was heading off towards the mountains. And with that being said, he encouraged Naeris to go and pursue them in hopes of getting ahead of this group and warning the party about what was to transpire, which he offered his only mare, the black mare Louse, to Naeris to ride swiftly over there. Meanwhile, the rest of you had traversed the hillside. You'd come to the main road, and as foretold by the suspicious elderly lady that seemed to know Leobrin and wanted the crystal ball he'd been carrying, she had foretold that her caravan was left on the road and that there would be a pearl there for Leobrin. You managed to find the pearl thanks to some shenanigans with Brucon and Malar, and also detect magic, and in doing so you found 12 pixies that had all been imprisoned inside little cages on this caravan, and Leobrin, being the do-gooder that he is, set them free and also got some good publicity, as they were as these Fey creatures were in fact from the Feywild and from the Spring Court. As it happens, they were going to tell Hedera Crowned Green, which is the mother of Leobrin's patron. So putting in a good word for him, it's not a bad idea. So some self-promotion there as well. I think everything seemed to work out fine. Everything's rosy. There's definitely not going to be any bad side effects or repercussions of that later on. Everything's fine. And now the rest of you then decided to hitch up that caravan because, in for a penny, and have now taken the caravan and attached it to Seth's horse, affectionately known as Horsey or Reginald, and have continued on following your course across the road and heading towards the mountains. You came into an area that was much more barren, but it was kind of hardened black earth with some sort of white powder like salt, or I describe as dandruff, kind of covering the scene ahead of you. And after some travelling, through the mist, as it's not been a great day for you, you also came across a lake, which you have decided to stop by. And the reason for stopping is that one of your party, I believe it was Seth, have spotted that 3 individuals on horseback have been following you off of the road. And so, sensing that trouble could be at hand, you decided to pull over, as it were, at the lake. There's no road here. But you decided to pull over by the lake and to set up either an ambush or come up with a plan of how to deal with these interlopers, if you like. So, folks, you've had a couple of weeks. What's the plan? What's going on here?
How far are they from us, Phil?
From what you could tell, they were about maybe half a mile. You've got a bit of time to get yourselves together. They're not moving particularly quickly from what you can see either.
Should we hide and get someone ready to talk to them in case they're not actually here chasing to kill us?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Are we with cart?
Yep.
Or is that just stationary in the road at the moment?
No, so you guys are well away from the road. You cross the road and you're still kind of across this barren sort of countryside. The cart is with you, and it's still sort of tacked up to Horsey, who you've kind of laid it by the lake. There's some, maybe 15 feet or so between that and the water's edge, but yeah, you're it's nearby, along with, of course, Fleeting Look and his giant capybara, or dire capybara.
I mean, Malar will offer to talk these people down, but if everybody else wants to take position out of sight, if it does go sideways, you can respond in kind. But Malar is, willing to
not Heidi.
Yeah,
Not inclined to hide.
Difficult to hide, and also probably doesn't want to automatically hit people in the face. That's a point of escalation.
Sure.
So I don't know if that is an appropriate way of dealing with this.
Yep, I'll go to hide anywhere close by. Can I hide closer to where they're coming from, so it's before Malar, so I'm not behind him firing past if something happens where I'm in front of him.
Sure, yeah. So
There's a man who's been in the crossfire before.
So whilst the cart is kind of parallel to the lake, it doesn't extend, like the horse and cart doesn't extend to the entire length of it. So there are some sort of small rocky outcroppings that, if you wanted to, they're not the biggest formations here. Like you could, if you went prone, you could probably hide behind some of these rocks and kind of the kind of indents in the land around that area if you wanted to. Otherwise, there are larger rock formations, but they're on the other side of the lake. So you'll be further away. You'll have a lake between you and the enemy, but the lake itself is like maybe 40 feet across.
No, I'll go prone behind a rock.
Sure. All right. So you want to make a stealth check? And sorry, Brucon.
Well, what I was going to say, we a wee peek behind the curtain. We do, in fact, talk to each other between sessions.
Yes, we do.
And we had a discussion where we were kind of considering having Brucon hide as well. I actually think that's not a fantastic idea for a couple of reasons. One, Brucon's the tank, so
Yep.
he probably needs to be there going, "Come on, hit me!" And secondly, he actually doesn't really get a whole lot of benefit from hiding anyway, because the first thing he would do is to kind of jump out, sprint in, and hit someone in the face. So Brucon will pitch up next to Malar, and in a kind of I feel like we don't want it to be just one person stood waiting for them, because then it becomes incredibly obvious that everyone else is somewhere else, kind of hiding in ambush. So Brucon will take up position by Malar.
Okay, sounds good. Brina, you've recently acquired the friendship of a very small and very intelligent rat named Nibbles, who has been accompanying the party for longer than they care to think, I would imagine, offering to be your familiar perhaps one day. Anyway, with him in tow, what did you want to do?
Brucon, are you sure you want to get in front like that?
Oh yes.
I don't like that. I'm gonna be nearby.
Okay.
I'll stand right behind them.
Yeah, good idea.
Right behind them. Okay. And Leobrin.
Do
What do you
do
want to
warn
do?
me if you're going to fling arcane nonsense.
Oh, I won't
over
hit
my
you.
shoulder.
I'm clumsy, but not with my magic.
Good. Excellent.
Naeris isn't here.
Very reassuring, isn't it? So,
See this
Leobrin,
shout
what
in the
do you want
distance.
to do?
That's my thing.
To add, you've still got Kerr and Beak in your company as well, the two Aarakocra.
But the people approaching us are all pedestrian. They have no ability to fly, do they?
From what you you can't tell. They're just humanoid-shaped figures, but you'd assume they can't fly unless they were magically inclined. It doesn't seem obvious that they are flying creatures. Yeah.
Do we want to distinctly restrict their movement on the way here? Because I can drop a plant growth.
Oh, and
no.
that wouldn't kind of.
It doesn't
that
hurt
wouldn't-
them. Doesn't hurt
I was
them.
to say that wouldn't come across as an aggressive act, so I like that.
I've got one spell slot, so I might as well use it on something, and the other options are pretty much all could be construed as offensive.
Remind me what the casting time is with plant growth, because obviously there's the
1
8-hour
action.
option, which I know you won't be doing.
Yeah,
It's one action, not 1 minute. Okay, cool. One action. Fair enough.
The only trade-off is we're probably also restricted to ranged, because unless we have some kind of freedom of movement,
That's like
everyone
4 feet
within
per
that
foot,
area.
isn't it? In or something
yeah,
like that.
divide your speed by 4, which is harsh.
But
But-
that's awful. No, nice. It's a good call.
Yes, keep them planted.
And
Okay.
What area does that cover?
Way, ba-doom.
Hey.
Effectively, from immediately in front of Brucon, Ford's the casting area, which is, effectively, there's going to be 200 feet in front of Brucon. That is this area.
200 feet. 200 foot cube.
100-foot radius, so 200-foot
Yeah.
circle.
200 foot circle. Gotcha.
Jack, pause one moment while I go and steal someone's hedge to scatter it on my battle map.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, convince them that conversation is probably a better option.
It's a good area because that takes up most of the area immediately in front of you and to the edge of the lake, and sort of parallel with the far side of the lake to you as well. It extends that far, so that's a really nice area. It does mean that Seth is currently in that area, and as is his wont, Fleeting Look is also standing directly next to where Seth is hiding, on his capybara as well.
I've already rolled his stealth, so I, as Seth, got a 21, and I assumed Fleeting would be coming with me.
You
He has
assumed
rolled
correctly.
a 2.
Well,
So he is standing next to me, and he is holding his hammer up in front of him to hide.
I think part of the issue is he's also still mounted on his giant dire capybara. So he's holding it in the air. He's sat on a dire capybara, and he's hiding behind its head essentially.
In I believe full plate.
Chain armor.
in his chainmail. Yeah. So
I'm
clank,
gonna
clank,
tell
clank,
it-
clank.
Dan,
I'm going to
by
tell
the way,
him to just move to the side a bit.
Dan, there really is no way to describe the dab.
Then don't worry about it.
We've had
I'm old
we've
and
had a
beyond
lot
it,
of
it's
dabs.
fine.
We've had a lot of dabs in this session already.
Do you remember Dib Dabs? Sorry, that's making me sound bad. Okay, so
Dib-dab.
it looks like you guys have set up an accordant position. Kerr and Beak are a bit uncertain as what's going on, being that they don't speak the language, so they are kind of hovering behind Leobrin as he's. sort of the
Leobrin's
main
probably going to
translator.
gesture them to be down rather than...
Okay, they'll do that. They'll voluntarily go prone next to the cart. They're happy to do that.
When the enemy come within 120 feet of us, can I cast message to say, stop. Why are you following us?
With a 21, I think you can maneuver yourself to get a little bit of a sightline. So, sure, that sounds good. That's a good idea.
I just peek between some capybara legs.
You're like, oh, I don't want to see that. Capybara just starts defecating on you. No, we're not going there. No. Okay. Meanwhile, as you guys are set up in position, ready to go, Naeris, I don't know if you've seen Marta, but if you look on your character sheet under, I think, extras, you now have your steed and the stats for your steed, Louse, on there.
I have a pony.
You have a pony.
Pony.
Precisely, or more precisely, a Buricrin stallion. No, not stallion, it's a mare.
No,
A
mare.
Buricrin horse. A Buricrin draft horse, which is quicker than a standard draft horse.
A
So it's got
chunky
this
girl.
chunky girl, got
She's
the
a
sturdiness, but she is pretty quick.
I'm sorry, you have to say chonk, not chunk.
Sorry, chonk.
Thank you very much. Chonk. Yes. There
I meant chonk with a
Oh,
PH.
Lord, she coming.
Chunk with a PH, is that no? Anyway, so can you see stats there for Louse?
Indeed.
Great. Can you roll a Constitution check for Louse, please?
Why, yes. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. She's pretty sturdy.
19.
Alrighty. So despite riding for over, basically a whole day's worth of riding, possibly slightly more than a day, she does not give in that whole time. You, however, do need to eat. So if you can knock off a day's worth of rations from yourself as you are continuing to move, the old girl doesn't let you down, and you make good time. And when you get to the crossroads, you do spot signs of movement. You can see the ground has been disturbed by 3 sets of hoof prints, which seem to be veering off of the road and into these kind of blackened fields. It's a misty day, or getting towards evening now, actually. So your dark vision is certainly proving useful at this point. And Louse is going to have to follow your lead, really. You're going to have to direct her a bit more. But you can make a perception check for me at this time.
That's my perception. That's 12.
12. All right. It's quite hard to make out. You're positive that that if you keep following these tracks, those creatures will be there, but you can't currently see them directly ahead of you. Did you want to head in that direction, or did you have another plan?
Oh, it's pretty blind rage. Follow whatever. Whatever.
Follow with burning angst and a smolder in your face that is accompanied by the smoldering of your smolder dress.
Yes.
Embers burning as you continue on, smoke billowing. Okay. So, back to everyone else.
I want to approach them like the devil.
Red eyes must cast the
So, normal.
fire. So just normal, just standard Naeris, and there she is on the screen now. All right, as for the rest of you then, so you wait it out. After a few minutes, you see these horses stop, and the riders dismount, and one of them comes forward. This one seems to be quite well armored, because that's the main thing you get is the glint of metal from them. Seth, Brucon, not Malar. Well, Malar can with disadvantage, sorry. You 3 can make perception checks if you would like to garner more information about what you can see.
16.
16? Okay.
9.
9?
10.
10. All right, so so you 2 don't get much more than that until they start speaking. Brucon, you can see with your dwarven eyes, you can see this lady is not only well armored. This looks like pretty well made breastplate armor she's got on, She's also carrying a shield in one hand and quite a mean-looking flail in the other hand. She is approaching and stops roughly maybe 150 feet or so. She seems to see you as well as you see her through the mist. And she calls out to you. Hey! You got a merelf in your company?
A merelf? I don't know. Brucon kind of looks around ostentatiously and then goes, no, I don't think so. Do we? A merelf?
Goes by the name Seth.
Oh, like a murder elf, I see. Oh, okay. Yes, we definitely have one of them.
I point to Brucon and I cast message and I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Malar will chip in at this point.
Flawless.
Now, before we progress with any sort of business, usually it's customary to introduce oneself. I am Deacon Malar Shade Creek of the Hammerfern Institute of the Eight, and you would be
Last.
Last?
Last.
Oh, last.
But you are the first of your colleagues.
She doesn't respond to
that. And what would you perhaps why are you looking for this Seth?
There's a reward. We bring him in 100 gold pieces.
Like a bounty.
Exactly.
What has he allegedly done?
Did you not know? He's a pirate.
Does this really look like somewhere you might find pirates? And I gesticulate around at the land.
Your small friend just said that you had one here. And I trust dwarves. That's why I've got one with me.
Brucon laughs. Oh, okay. I'll make a note of that. He turns and looks at Brina and goes, amateurs. Muted, I'm afraid, Angelique.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying dwarves are cool, you gotta admit that.
Oh, cool, yes, absolutely. Honest?
Oh, honest. Do you want me to make them honest?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So, are you gonna hand him over, or do things have to get messy?
Malar.
James just like messy. I choose messy.
Malar plants his feet quite firmly in the ground and just says, "Oh, miss, we have no problem with you. Please go on your business and let us go about ours." And just sort of trying to exude a presence of sort of firm, sort of staunchness. We're not going anywhere. Please back away. I don't want to harm you. That's the vibe I'm trying to emit.
Okay. I think this would qualify as an intimidation check. Let's see what you're trying to do there.
It's 5. That's great.
5. All right. She kind of stares you down, unmoving, but you do see movement behind her, and it seems a stocky, short chap approaches, coming nearer to her. No glint of metal from him. This is, it seems the dwarf that she mentioned earlier. Look, there's another solution to this. We're bounty hunters. We want the money. We don't really care about your friend. You give us the 100 gold pieces, we'll just go on our way. We could pretend we could pretend he's dead, and he's got that weight off his shoulders.
Brucon goes, "Oh, if it's as easy as that."
Message to Mala, don't pay them.
Sorry, Brucon, go ahead.
Stand tough.
Did
You're
Mela
very
know?
intimidating.
Did Mela know at this point that he could do that?
I think I've become aware. But Bart, what were you?
I was just saying. Well, so Brucon goes, "Oh, is it as easy as that? Oh, that's no problem." And pulls out his coin purse and starts kind of looking through it. How much gold is in here anyway? One moment, and then kind of like bends down and starts kind of like meticulously counting his cash. Fast forward to the end of that process, by the way, he doesn't have 100 gold, it turns out. But
Okay.
he's currently
Out
discovering
of
that.
interest, how much does he have?
96 gold.
96. That would be pretty convincing, to be fair. Like,
Yeah, but he's still counting it right now.
Yeah. So he's in the
Yeah.
process of counting it. As you're in the process of counting it, Seth, you rolled a 10, didn't you, on your perception? No, that was Malar. Right? No, it was 10. Okay. So you haven't noticed anything with these two characters. But what has taken your attention is as you've been crouching there, as you've been lying there in and amongst the rocks and so on, you shift slightly and then you hear a crunch underneath you and you look and these tiny little eggs. As you pull your focus out a bit, seems that there's a whole nest of eggs here, very small, and they all seem to be open here. All of these eggs have already hatched. None seem to be still full. You may now make either a perception or investigation check,
Are they cockatrice eggs?
or a nature check if you want to inspect them. Sure.
Are they cockatrice eggs?
You can make a nature check.
Make the check, man.
Make that damn check, boy.
What was it, nature or...
If you're inspecting these to see if they're cockatrice eggs, I say nature, sure.
Oh, not too bad, 16.
16. Not cockatrice eggs. You know that much for certain. They're smaller than that. With a 16, you recognise that these are much more... These are not bird eggs. These are probably from amphibious or reptilian creatures. They kind of got a grey overall sheen to them.
Cool.
And as you look up, sort of behind you, around the area, you can see that there are other little outcroppings of eggs around the edge of the lake. Some of them haven't hatched yet. Some of them are quite near the cart and the rest of your party.
Okay. I don't know. There's not much to do.
You're in a bit of a
I'm not
sticky
gonna warn them
situation
for-
currently, yeah.
There's not much to warn about for it.
Yeah.
Hey, look out for tiny, tiny eggs on the ground for some reason.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It's like, oh, instead of these armed bandits, look out for
That's
babies.
interesting. It's like, that's quite interesting. I'll have to look at these later on.
Hey guys,
and-
check out
yeah,
eggs.
Dinner. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, back to the rest of you then with this standoff. So, Brucon, you're counting out your coinage.
Yep.
You hear the dwarf from the other side. Oh, this is easier than I expected. All right. Well, if you want to toss it over, we'll take it and we'll be on our way.
So
Of course,
Brucon's like kind of bent over, like he's kind of counting them out onto like a handy like bit of cart or a rock or something, and when he hears that, his head kind of like briefly pops up and goes, "Just a minute," and then bends down and carries on counting out the coins. He's kind of he's more invested in knowing how much money he's got now, and is only half paying attention to them.
I guess Malar will sort of, after hearing what Seth is saying in his head, sort of just try and stare down the dwarf and just say in their direction, "Oh, Mr. Brucon, I would put your gold away when you discounting it. We won't be handing any over to these rapscallions. I just try and stare them down.
Brucon goes, "Oh, all right. Well, I failed maths horribly anyway. I have no idea how many coins are here or what they're worth, really. So fair enough. Okay," and starts putting them back.
Friends, again, let me reiterate. Please go about your business, and we will issue you no harm. We do not wish to have an altercation tonight. Let us all just go about our business in the light of the.
The human female then speaks up at this point. We are doing our business. That's why we're here. Our business is the money or your friend. And we will take those by force if necessary.
Now, may I ask, how is it you came to believe that this person was in our possession? I mean, before tonight.
Well, we have, let's just say, he's pissed off some people. Apparently, there's a couple of old friends that ain't so friendly to him anymore. That's why we got this information ahead of the game. Not a lot of people know the identity of the guy on the posters yet with the tricorn hat and the mask. But somebody on the Knight's Teacher wasn't too faithful, so that's why we're here.
I'm gonna send a message to Mala, like, we shouldn't kill all of them. We need to talk to one of them.
Malar just holds his ground, and it's just trying to stare them down, like being an implacable sort of, I'm not moving from my position. You're not going to get any joy here. Jog on.
Well, that's too bad. We'd heard some fine stories about the company he now keeps. Still, maybe this would be one that the bards can sing songs about. How we slayed those individuals who wandered into Hillberg. The turquoise tiefling, the dwarven monk and businessman, the Loxodon of the Eight, the half-elf with the ruff, and the little teenage elf. Where is she? I don't see her here.
Malar takes 2 steps forwards and just says, my final offer. Leave and let us depart not as enemies, not as friends, but please just be on your way. I would hate for you to come to harm this.
I love it. Sorry, I've just got in my head from watching Return of the Jedi last week. Just free us or die. It's pretty much where you're going with this. They don't chortle, fortunately, at you. She kind of holds her ground, staring you out. And the dwarf, meanwhile, kind of looks up at her and pulls out his large great axe, hefts it in his hands. As he kind of hefts it up from by the horses, a bolt flies out towards Fleeting Look. Sorry, James, can you tell me what Fleeting Look's armor class is, please?
Yeah,
I think it's
16
16
or
or
17 or so.
17. He's got protection, hasn't he? He's got defense, I think. So yeah, 17, I think.
17, yeah.
Sounds good.
How far away are they from Fleeting?
How far are the individuals?
Because they're 150 from the party, so I just want to know. Retaliation rate.
He's slightly closer, so it's about. Sorry, they're a bit closer than that. They are 110 feet from him. The bolt flies out from the horses, which is approximately 120 feet away. And I've got 16 misses, right? So,
Yeah.
A bolt just lodges into his chainmail. Doesn't do any damage, but just almost out of nowhere, bam, hits him, and he kind of recoils a little bit. The capybara rears upwards for some reason, even though it's not a horse. Can everyone?
Brucon responds to that immediately as a signal for its go time and clicks his heels together.
We're going to roll some initiative, so yeah, you can certainly do that on your turn. All right. Just because that's entirely what initiative was, is who acts first.
Yeah. It was worth a shot.
It was definitely worth.
I guess that's the same logic this other guy used, but anyway.
It's definitely worth mentioning. Sure. All right. Oh god, I've got to roll initiative too. Oh, the perils. Okay. Short intermission while while I write down all of the initiative scores. Why not listen to the Slice and Dice podcast? Have you checked out the latest Don't Believe the Hype?
Featuring a cappella performances of Girl from Ipanema.
You can buy merch somewhere.
Merch.
Oh yeah, that's good.
On the Teespring store. Get to the merch. Get the Brucon t-shirt now.
Do it. Do it now. Buy 5.
Find our archives on YouTube.
Fantastic work, guys. Thank you.
Check out the other games that exist. Like The Cage and the other one.
Oh, the one-shots.
The one-shots.
Well, that's your one.
Aren't
you in one as well?
We host Marshall's game on his channel.
Yes. My game has gone on indefinite hiatus.
Oh no!
That's
yeah.
Oh,
We lost a player semi-permanently, so I'm figuring out what to do. Also, life is a lot.
That's fair enough. I understand
It
that.
certainly is.
Yeah, you might catch us playing video games at the same time, but also
yes.
the peril of lots of people who tend to work on Saturdays means that the last couple of weeks have been like, oh, we got a job. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Good times.
It does happen. All right. So I managed to get all of mine sorted, so it seems. Oh, no, one left. Sorry. Anyway, let's have some initiative then. So anyone above 20? Seth?
So reality has reversed, and fleeting has 21 on initiative.
Oh, excellent.
Wow.
Huzzah and hurrah. Good for him. What does Seth get?
Not
Or is he not
21.
in that range? Not in that range.
Below
That's-
20.
Sad times. Anyone else above 20? No, just one of mine. Okay, cool. 20 to 15.
18 for Brucon.
18 for Brucon. Yep. Anyone else? No? Oh dear. That's okay. That's okay.
Off to a phenomenal start.
15 to 10.
11 for Leobrin.
11
Unless
to
anyone
13.
beats that.
13 for Brina.
13. Brina, can you roll a d20, please?
11.
11, nice. Go between two people, two things. Oh, I'm going to have to remember that because I can't see that very well. And I don't want to miss you out, so please remind me if you think I'm missing you.
Yep.
11 for Leobrin. Anyone else in that range? No? Okay, so that leaves... Hang on, we still haven't had Seth.
Shut up.
Malar, what did you get?
6.
6. Nice.
I'm on 9.
I was going to say, I don't think you can get any lower than 9, right?
Yeah, 9 is my lowest.
Oh, buddy. It had to happen one day. It's okay.
Fleeting rolled a 20. I rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. It's because he's next to you. He's just trolling your life and now your dice rolls. Okay.
I like to think it's because he's pissed that they're here to kill his bestie.
It could be that he's, impassioned and emboldened to act.
He's all energized.
Firing on all cylinders. All right, so we should probably put on the combat cam, shouldn't we? Let's bring it in. I've got to change some things.
Combat cam.
Can't lie. What's its radius? That's difficult or super difficult terrain.
It's off the map. It's a lot. It's a 100. What'd you say? 100-foot radius, 120 feet radius, 100-foot radius.
The spell.
Hmm.
Yeah, so 100-foot radius, so 200 foot to the other side, depending on where they are.
It covers a good chunk of the map.
So they're already in it.
Hopefully, that was the intent.
Oh no! Come on. Just having a little, as we would expect, a little bit of a technical thing here. 1 second. Let me.
Bring the map.
Let's just bring the map. 1 second.
We've got a large jack. Large max.
Jack to the max.
He's jacked.
The old unplugging and plugging it back in again, I think.
Classic.
Hey.
To that.
There will now be a brief interlude.
There we go. We're in.
What's some other
Again,
classic elevator?
Oh.
Exactly. Aha, map.
Huzzah. So, I think for now, let's give you more of a horizontal angle. See a bit more of what's going on here. What's all this then? So, got the group here. Let's get that wire out the way. That doesn't exist. Okay. Oh, I've got this upside down. Brilliant. It's all going well. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so as you can see, we've got Seth hiding really well, and we've got Fleeting not hiding at all and mounted. The rest of you over there, there's the cart and so on. So in the distance, you can see, because they're not actually on the map in terms of distance, but you've got, you've got the dwarf. And let's call her the paladin. You've got the paladin there as well. And further behind them, horses. And there's another guy lurking around in the back there, where the crossbow fire is coming from, surprisingly. Anyway, he's going to go first.
Right.
And he kind of ducks behind the horses and out of sight. And a moment later, another bolt flies out. Okay, this time it's a 18 to hit on a fleeting look.
That hit.
Okay. Okay, and it does sneak attack because he's a roguey rogue.
The roguist.
I think I got more excited about that than anyone else, which is really bad.
No.
It's also, it goes with the territory, really, doesn't it? So, Fleeting Look takes...
If you want us to get super hyped about you killing our characters, you're going to need to...
I'm at the wrong table. Okay, so that's 19 points of piercing damage.
I'm fairly certain I've been asking to be killed for a while now.
That's true. Like, kill me! Please kill me.
It's not so much that. It's running around with 12 HP. It's...
Yeah.
Asking for it rather than... Yes, yeah. I understand. Rather than be literal. Alright. That's them. Next is Fleeting Look.
Okay, for a bonus action, he's going to cast Shield of Faith on himself. And I believe because he's on a steed from Find Familiar, it also affects his... from Find Steed. I believe it also affects his mount as well.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I'm afraid I can't pull up the stats for it on his page because it's not my account, so I'm not sure what his AC is for the capybara.
For the capybara. I've got it. Bring it up. 1 second.
So Fleeting's AC is now 19.
Okay, I think the capybara is 13 or 14. I'll just double check.
Yeah, what kind of mount is it meant to be?
It's a unique one. I made.
Oh, so it's not just a reskin of something.
I don't think it is. I don't think I did. Oh no, I think I reskinned but I think I edited the AC as well, so that won't help. I think I reskinned like a badger or something.
So, the guy that attacked him, how close is he?
Oh no, it's got armor class of 11. The capybara.
Oh, is it a warhorse?
No.
Okay.
It's a medium beast. I think it's a giant badger with a lot of other stuff added to it.
Let's have a look. No, giant badger is AC 10.
The guy that attacked him, how far away is he?
120 feet.
120 feet. Okay.
Roughly.
I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
Ooh. All right. Long range.
Yep.
Isn't that literally its max range?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Incredibly, yes.
He is going to spend a luck point on it as well.
Oh, the luck point.
Yes.
Just
Really
one of the
lucky.
many exciting features of a paladin that, or one, actually not in this case, but one of the many exciting features of Fleeting Look that we never ever see.
Yeah.
And he has got an 18.
Holy crap.
18 hits. That hits. Roll some damage.
Fair play, Fleeting.
Cool.
I'll do his
Cool.
damage on his shield.
Maximum damage. 7.
7 points of damage. It all counts. The javelin, you hear from the back. As the javelin flies between the horses and hits the guy who's just been sneaking around shooting off his crossbow. All right, Fleeting Look doing anything else? Well,
I don't think you can really move closer to it because of the plant life, so he can't move closer very easily, so he is going to remain where he is.
That seems fair. That seems very fair. Okay, next up is Brucon.
Yeah, I was just digging up some extremely cobweb-ridden secondary school algebra to try and figure out the feasibility of Brucon running around the edge of the circle, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna fly.
It will probably take around the same amount of time as going through it. Yeah,
Roughly, yeah.
You know, there'll be some difference, but like
how high do we think this vegetation is off the ground?
Are you thinking jump, jump, jump?
I was thinking more about the possibility of ducking into it for cover purposes.
Oh, let me have a look. I don't think it says. I think it's just a.
Because I think I think the caster can define it to an extent. So Leobrin, I'll let you Marshall have a look.
If it cuts your walking speed by 25%, not by 75%, then I'd imagine it's quite dense.
Yeah. I mean, it says all normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. So it's got to be.
It was pretty barren here before, but I would say now that there are now these sort of roots, and it's become much more hilly and unpredictable, with like potholes and whatnot.
So it looks conceivable that Brucon could run in there, drop to the floor, and get some kind of.
Yeah, I'd say so. If you want to drop prone, I don't see why you couldn't hide in dense plant life.
I'm not. If I've got to drop prone. If I was level 6 right now, that would be the easiest decision in the world.
Most of the stuff that's come out is all just for colour, is more like thorns and those twisted briar kind of feel to it. There shouldn't be much life here. Some mushrooms.
Right, well, first things first, Brucon's going to click his heels together and activate the slightly erratic Boots of Speed.
Yes, bonus action, activate the... No, you've already used them today, haven't you? As in this actual...
Yes, briefly, yeah.
It's about...
day in the game.
But the internet helped. It's about 300 feet to go round.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. which is a bit much of a muchness. Actually, no. That's 2 rounds. Is there a route Brucon could take Jack around the edge of the area that would have him pitching up at some sort of chest-high wall or isolated tree or some other mode of cover?
Not particularly. The main bit of cover in this immediate area, rather than trees, is it's mostly the plant growth stuff. Other than that, it was pretty desolate and relatively featureless in this area. Other than the rocky terrain around the lake, should I say? Yeah,
which this plan it would involve charging away from. All right, Solid. This is probably a terrible idea, but to be fair, Brucon is an extremely reliable source of terrible ideas. Right back to that time he stabbed himself in the sternum for no particularly good reason. So, having clicked the boots of speed, he's going to dash into the foliage.
Sure. Did you want to leap in rather than?
Sure. Yes. Absolutely.
Just because you'll cover a bit more ground.
Yep.
I'll say you can step back and take a run.
Brucon runs onto the capybara and then does a swanton bomb off its head.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Okay, with the capybara, can you make an animal handling check, please?
Sure.
Animal footing rather than animal handling, but you know.
I say sure. What I mean is not really. That was an 8. I really love the idea of launching this terrible idea with a catastrophic failure.
With an 8, well, I'm glad you like that idea because I also like that idea. Right. So you sprint over to the capybara and you can kind of see the slope up of its back. So capybara obviously don't have kind of snubby tail areas, like guinea pigs. So you can kind of get a grasp onto that, but then it's negotiating way plus fleeting look, which proves to be your undoing. As you kind of have to vault around him, you actually end up unseating him, and he falls to the ground. And in so doing, it knocks you off balance, and you, rather than jumping, you kind of tumble off of the capybara. Can you make a dexterity save for me, please?
Yes.
Fleeting look goes prone. He doesn't stand a chance in this one.
Well, that was a 9.
Okay, you go prone as you hit the deck. You've only used 30 foot of movement, so you can pull yourself back up for parking.
Cool. Well, that leaves me another 130. So with a dash, so that would be. So it's quartered, right?
It's quartered. So
half
it's 120. It's 30 feet. So you're 35 feet. No, it's less than that. It's 32 and a half feet. 30 feet. You can move 30 feet more.
30 feet. Yep. Fine. Move another 30 feet forwards. Shouting, "Sorry!" over his shoulder as he goes.
And did you say you wanted to go prone at the end while you're in the?
No. I'm just gonna be a tank. That is what I'm supposed to do. So no, it's fine.
Dashing through the vines. No, we're not.
Indeed.
Nowhere near Christmas.
Not there yet. We're not there yet.
Nowhere near that yet. All right, Brucon, that's your turn.
Such a great turn.
Followed by the dwarf, the opposing dwarf. Okay, well, what's he going to do? Well, he. Okay, he's going to be some distance from you still. It was 120 feet, 110 feet we worked out. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cogs are whirring, guys.
Yes, yes, Marshall. Absolutely, that should be your background. Yes.
Love it. Yes.
Keeps on cropping the head out. I'm trying to.
Oh no. That's 85 to the end of the board, and then another. Oh.
Yeah, plant growth equals maths is what we're learning here.
It's a long way. But they're in the middle of the plant growth anyway because I said they're 110 feet, so they're definitely in it already. So he is going to. He starts moving towards towards the plants as well, because he's a bit fast for a dwarf as well. He's going to dash. So quarter of 70 feet because of maths.
15.
Yeah, it'll be 15 feet. He can move 3 squares with a dash. Oh joy, deep joy. So he hasn't moved onto the map because of the distance. Because maths. I'm gonna just write down for reference. Okay. All right, that's his turn. Meanwhile, Brina, back to you.
One single spell has caused so much maths to break out for this entire session. I don't suppose it's possible to dismiss it once it's been cast, is it?
That's a question.
Suddenly, maths. By all means, have a look. See, Brina. Meanwhile, what are you doing?
The effect of this spell never goes away.
Outstanding.
It's not even a duration. There is no.
It just happens. Yeah.
Once it's happened,
it's
the plants are like that.
The plants are there until they die. That seems fair.
I love it.
All right,
love it.
Brina. Sorry, Angelique, I think your mic's muted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good background.
There we go.
I
Right,
think Naeris is here.
That's a good one. How many do I see?
You've definitely got eyes on 2. You've got 120-foot dark vision, haven't you?
I do.
And now that
that's what I'm asking.
now Brucon's moved out the way, you can pick out the 2, the paladin and the dwarf. Although the dwarf is now quite obscured by all the foliage, but yeah.
Right. I'm gonna save the heavy guns till I see more because I'm pretty sure there are more. Yeah, and given the distance and her short legs, she better start dashing to just get in there. Brucon went, and she's like, "Nope, I'm not leaving him out of my sight."
Okay.
Brucon, wait.
Okay, your movement's 25 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's 10 feet to get to the edge of the plant area, which leaves you then with 15 feet before dashing. So you can't actually move into it because of the quarter movement malarkey.
Yep, that's what she got. So
are you dashing in as well?
I am.
So that's 15 with another 25, so you've got 40 feet. So with 40 feet, you can move 2 squares into the stuff. You as you move in, you find the turquoise tiefling of Fleeting Look collapsed on the ground, having been dismounted from his horse. He's also got an arrow. He's got a bolt sticking out of him as well.
Oh no! Are you okay? And that's
And
my turn.
he looks you dead in the eye and goes, "Yes, I'm fine."
Okay. And that's my turn.
That's your turn.
Getting closer, I assume I'm now like hidden in the foliage.
Because
am
of
I
your
sure enough
height,
of that?
yes, you are 100% obscured by that. Yeah, and you're only carrying a wand, so yeah, you haven't got a staff or anything, have you?
Quarterstaff, I think.
I would say,
Yeah.
okay, your quarterstaff is visible, but let's face it, in and amongst a briar patch, a staff is not the most noticeable thing. Just bobbing around. That's the only thing you can see of Brina. Malar can just about see you because he's next to you, and Fleeting Look because he's in the thicket.
Yeah.
The rest of them might struggle to see you, which is a good thing because next up, so Seth, you
Yo.
as you're lying prone, hidden, waiting for your turn to strike, you feel water lapping against you. And as you look back, you can see many small trails moving through the water, zigzagging their way towards you.
How close am I to the lake?
It's 5 feet from you, the edge of it.
Oh.
But the shore, you're quite close to the shore. The rocks are mostly around the shore. But you know, you
Okay.
can swim, so the water doesn't scare you. Anyway, you see these trails coming towards you, and a swarm of snakes appears out of the water and inhabits your space as you're prone on the ground. So they're going to take little bites against you. That's generally the idea. But with an 8, pretty sure that they don't get any damage on you. Kind of roll and you're
a miss.
sorry, you're prone, aren't you? So hang on, we do that again. Still, only 12, which is still going to miss. So you're kind of rolling around as these snakes are going all over you. It's kind of like that moment in Indiana Jones after the torch goes out, trying to take nips out of you. Managed to hold them off for now. A second swarm also comes out, and they go for Fleeting Look, who's also prone on the ground. Oh, he is not having much luck today. I've just rolled 2 19s, so
19
that was with advantage. It was 19 plus 6, so 25. So he takes 6 points of piercing damage, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. You rolled a 15.
15.
16 overall.
Yep, that's fine. He feels a... He's obviously not here, but he feels a kind of a twinge in his arm, like it's like a sharp kind of venom, and his arm kind of cramps up, goes stiff for a moment, but it kind of grits his teeth and suddenly can push back and get his movement back into his arms. He's all good. No lasting effects this time. All right. That's that. Next up Leo Bryn.
Hello, Bryn.
So hello, Bryn. You've just heard and witnessed small snakes scurrying out of the lake. One of them into the thicket where you heard what sounded like Fleeting Look going ow, ow. And another one of Seth, presumably... Well, you probably didn't hear Seth, actually. You probably just heard more the movement as he tried to evade these snakes there. Bearing down on him currently.
Ah, small snakes.
Excellent background
Very,
for Naeris.
very tempted to try and use this to our advantage. I have no idea if it'll work.
Oh, okay.
I mean... Is blasting, or is... let's go for it. I can't speak with animals.
No.
Speak with animals. All right, go for it. What are you saying?
I mean, this is just gotta go for it and hope the snakes
just
don't
go for it. Yeah, sure.
think about it too much. Like, tiny snake friends! Those 3 over there are the ones attacking your home. Get them!
He did it.
Just hope, there's not enough time to really
no time to
negotiate
explain.
with this.
Yeah. Persuasion check,
Mid-combat.
but this will be with disadvantage.
Yeah. I'm persuasion.
But there is a chance here, though. Yeah, persuasion. Yeah,
Okay.
there is a chance here because I'm
Da-da-da.
pretty charismatic.
18.
Ooh, that's going to give them something to think about. All right. In that moment, then, the 2 swarms, you can hear them chattering to themselves. What did he say? No, that can't be right. No. The nest. We must protect the nest. Mother, where is Mother? Yes. What? Are they? They seem confused by what you've said. They have stopped attacking currently.
Ooh, okay. Progress slightly.
Basically what that interchange was.
These infant snakes are now having extended negotiations about what to do. I love it.
Confuse the children. Give them something to do. What?
Summon the Snake Council!
The Council of Snakes! Or the Snake Council. The Small Council.
Snake Council.
Small Council. Thank you. You any bonus action for Fleeting? Sorry for Leo in that turn.
I mean, Neobrin is not a bonus action user.
No, just a short rest. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Malar.
Right. Okay, so it's dark, but Malar does have its torch out. These guys are far away. You know, I'm just going to cast Bless on Sabrina, Fleeting Seth, because they really look like they need riding on the floor.
Good call. Excellent shout. Bless
so-
them. Yep.
Yep, so that's a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws, and then,
Of course.
I don't know, I'm just going to look a bit threatening, I guess, a bit. Just stand there, like, above the vegetation, not going anywhere.
Yeah, just because you stand high above the vegetation with your 8 foot something height. So yeah, it's very visible. Yep, standing there
that's
looking
it.
menacing in quotation marks. All right, next is next up, more disturbances in the water, and 2 more.
Suddenly real glad Brucon decided to run away from the lake.
That seemed like a good. In hindsight, that seemed like a good move. 2 more swarms appear out the water. This time on the edge nearest to Leobrin, and they slither up to you and kind of look you in the face. Now you've obviously cast Speak with Animals, so you will still be able to understand them at this point. They stop short, looking up at you. These 2 swarms. Where are they? Point us to them.
That way. Pointing at the trio we're trying to get rid of.
These ones seem slightly more mature than the other 2 that came out. They hold your gaze. In their reptilian
Very,
fashion.
very hostile people. They've yes, look at them, making attacks, throwing weapons, throwing all these terrible things. Those are a threat to the. I've built this wonderful protective reserve for you, and they're trying to destroy it.
They turn. They can't see what you're pointing at. Oh no, no, they can't. But they can see Malar, and they can see the general direction that you're pointing, and they just go, yes.
Not the big one.
And start
beyond.
heading that way. Okay. No. Yeah, they head towards the into the thicket. Brina, you feel some movement around your legs as a swarm of snakes are now in your space.
Oh no!
I mean, given your height, they look quite large. These are some quite big snakes.
I'm used to snakes on the ground. It's fine.
I'll say as a free action, Brina, you can make a nature check.
Really? That is a thing you're used to.
I mean, I live on the ground. I assume there are snakes.
So she also read a lot of books and alchemy
Yes.
and things.
I did. That's 18 on the die plus 5, so 23.
From what you've
given
read
Brina's
Sorry, go ahead.
Given Brina's upbringing, she presumably sees the snakes and goes, "Aha! Ingredients."
Ingredients.
Basically, yes. Brina, what you see is that you recognise that snakes can be very useful in medicine and in alchemy, and you remember one of the warnings that your mother gave you in one of her many laborious and, well, let's face it, quite tedious lessons. That you want to look for the kind of maroon scales that are on the species of snake. It's a warning that they are venomous, and you recognise that with these ones. I've just pulled that out of thin air. That's not a true fact, people. Not all venomous snakes have
in the
maroon
Manylands.
scales. But in the Manylands, in this area of the Manylands, maroon scales means venomous. And you see some such scales on these as they slither through. Doesn't seem like... You're not sure if they're going for you, if they're trying to bite you at the moment. They're just kind of approaching your area, but that's... The venom fact comes to mind. All right.
Okay, let's go now.
Next up, the paladin kind of recognizes what's going on here with the thicket, and can just about see the blur of Brucon. That's not as blurry as usual with Boots of Speed due to negotiating his way through the undergrowth. So she's just going to pull out a javelin or 2 and launch them in your direction, Brucon.
Oh my god, Fleeting had 2 attacks. Damn non-rogue.
Oh, he did. I'm sorry, I forgot to remind you. Sorry, yes. All right.
That's my fault.
2 javelins. It's gonna be at long range, so. Ooh, no. So that first one was a 11 to hit, which I'm pretty sure misses.
Yeah.
And the second one was a natural 1. This time she goes to throw javelin, and the rest of her javelins kind of are ripped out and just clatter to the floor around her as she's kind of has ripped apart the holster for her javelins, quiver if you like for them.
Rukon has presumably paused to take a breath from wading through all the undergrowth, and he just kind of does the classic Nelson Muntz points and goes, ha ha! And then resumes very, like,
As you were.
laboriously wading through the undergrowth.
You see her get, she snorts and then hefts her shield and trudges forward, following the dwarf, but some distance behind. Alright. Alrighty then. Then, finally, Kerr and Beak, Leobrin, you can hear them chattering to themselves as they're not entirely sure what they're meant to do. So, they're squabbling currently, and Beak is trying to climb underneath the cart. Well, Kerr's Kerr's kind of shaking his arms, going, "What? Having a proper
Neither of them
argument.
spotted snakes.
Imagine 2 Jawas having an argument. Yeah, they've seen that. Yeah. The snakes were right
they
next
not
to them, which is why
they-
Kerr's so confused at what Beak's doing.
Have they not spotted the 3 people we were talking with and then started fighting with?
Well, I mean, you told them to lie down, so
I did.
it seems Beak's following that to the letter, whereas Kerr is trying to give him some
Context clues, Aarakocra, context clues.
sense.
Things have changed
the
since I
room,
told you to get down.
Read the room, Aarakocra.
Oh.
All right, that's okay. Back to the top of the round. Naeris, I'd like you to roll some initiative, please.
Jack, do I have a turn?
Oh, I missed you out! I'm so sorry.
Look, I realised I rolled a natural 1 on initiative, but that doesn't mean no go.
It's because you're so stealthy. That's why.
I'm just not used to you being so low down. I can't be here. Sorry. You are, for future reference, just after Leobrin. We'll go to your turn next. But sorry, Marta, if you rolled initiative, please.
Muted.
I think you're muted. Sorry.
That is 20, non-natural.
Very nice. Okay.
Just a
I'm
really
afraid
rough
you're
assault
not in
to
this.
the-
You're not going to be in this round. I'll let you know when you're in. But I'm just making note that you're there. So you're
I
in
have
the
I have an
initiative order.
entrance in mind, so
Excellent. Good. Hold it. Savor it. Really milk the moment when it comes.
I'll try to. Dice willing.
Dice willing, of course. Could be like epically awful, but we'll see when we get to it. Top of the
Comedic
round-
effect.
Yeah, of course. Top of the round.
Seth.
Now with the plants everywhere, it's over to Seth. Sorry, before I forget. Thank you, James. Thank you, Bart.
How close? One's moved closer, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What's the closest one to me now?
He's hard
the
to
door.
spot because of the foliage. But tell you what, make a perception check, a free action.
19.
19. Okay, he. Where can I write this down? He's roughly.
No. No, wait. Yeah, it's not
What
a
did
roll.
I do?
Yeah.
He's looking roughly 100. Roughly 90 feet away.
Okay. Budget. I'll fire my crossbow at him.
Sweet, go for it. He has partial cover because of the undergrowth, but you by all means take a shot. I will say you need to stand up as well to take the shot. Pop up from your hiding place.
Okay. 19 on the dice,
19 on the dice.
so 27 overall.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. That will hit. He is not wearing armor. Although he had a leather chest piece, it doesn't appear to be an armor. Or at least any good as armor.
Where will my do? 11 damage.
Nice. Brucon, you
And
hear
then I will go back.
Yep.
I will crouch back down behind the rock.
Yep. Yeah, you can crouch now, I guess, with the undergrowth rather than
No. Oh,
going prone.
yeah, so crouch down and bonus action hide.
Okay, bonus action hide. Make your stealth check, please.
21, again.
21. Okay, you are well hidden, it seems, from everyone except the swarm of snakes that are around your feet, though they are not currently attacking you.
Anymore.
Yes. All right. Now over to the top of the round. Apologies about that. So, our friend at the other end with the crossbow takes a shot. However, the crossbow misfires. It seems to have jammed, and he's then you hear, damn it! And his turn is spent trying to fix his crossbow.
Now, we can't hear whatever the battle music is for this because of the technical setup, but I can only assume it's the Benny Hill theme tune.
It should be at this point. Well, that'll be when Naeris turns up and starts chasing them. That'll be what happens. All right. Next up, Fleeting Look.
He's going to lay on hands himself in case that assassin attacks him again.
That's a good call. How much does he get back?
So he's gonna heal himself for 20 points.
Ooh, a full 20. Nice. That gets him up to nearly full. That's a good call. Excellent. All right. Oh, he's also got inspiration, but it's up to you if you use it because he's got luck points as well, of course. That's all the things.
Oh, well, that's an action for lay on hands.
Yeah. No, I meant as in for future because I know you used a luck point last turn. Just to remind you, he has inspiration as well. But cool. So he lays on hands. So he's still going to be lying prone, or does he want to get up? Or
is he still next to me?
No, he's on the other side of the capybara as he got knocked off by Brucon.
He will probably try to commando crawl under the capybara towards Seth, and then come up to a kneeling position next to him, so he's the same height.
You're right. Given the space, he'll go directly behind the capybara, which is then adjacent to you. Crawls over and then stands up.
Protect me, best friend.
Here's sup. Right. That's his turn. Next is would be Naeris, but it's Brucon next.
Yes. And why would it be Naeris? Hang on, no.
Her initiative is higher than yours, but she's not in this round.
I managed to convince myself that I rolled a 21, but I really didn't. So never mind. The owl noise from the dwarf. Did that allow Brucon to get a fix on? Can he see? Is there like a disembodied dwarf head?
Yes, because he's not hiding in the undergrowth, and given your height, you're kind of looking directly over towards him. You're around the same sort of height. He's maybe an inch or two taller than you, and now that you're a bit closer, you can see he's wearing some kind of headgear, but you're not entirely sure what it is from this distance.
Right. And how far away is he?
Good question. He is as far
Sorry,
as...
Jack, more maths.
No, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 70 feet.
70 feet.
As the crow flies. The nation.
Indeed. Well, Brucon will dash again.
And remind me, your distance now is when with the boost speed with a dash is 120. Is that right?
No, with the dash it will be 160.
160. So 40 feet you can move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Okay.
Chaos.
Absolute chaos.
Yeah, with the boots of speed when dashing, Brucon can in fact move his maximum walking speed through the plants. Because he quadruples his speed, which then immediately goes back down to what it was to begin.
Never getting rid of this spell.
I just need to be better prepared for it, don't I?
The trolling opportunities produced by this spell already are just beautiful.
The shenanigans abound.
Yeah, and that was a dash, so that is
No bonus action, unless your bonus action doing anything.
Nah, not worth it. Just gonna stay there.
It ain't worth it, love. It ain't worth it. All right. No worries. Okay, so with that, next. Oh, it is the other dwarf, the other half. See, now he can see you running towards him, and you're running towards him. He's running towards you. You hear him roar out a battle cry, and he heaves himself. He leaps into the air, trying to cover more distance across the thicket.
We're both trying to moonwalk through these plants. Boing.
So his 10 feet, because you have to get a 10-foot run up for his long jump, otherwise the area gets half in technicalities. So so his 10 feet is going to go. This is so ridiculous. He's going to have to dash, and then he leaps. He can leap 16 feet because he's a good leaper, which basically means that he puts him right up in your grill.
Oh wow! Hello.
He leaps and he is apologies. He is. No, it is a great. Yes, he is. He is within 5 feet of you, and like brings down the great axe, and you kind of have to react with your kukri to kind of hold the blade, and you're kind of in a brace currently, eyeing each other up. Now you can see the headgear. He's got the remains of a bear. A bear head is basically the headgear that is adorning him, and he has various furs across him as well, and a green tinged beard but neatly plaited. Seems to be a rural denizen, but not one that you've come across before. Okay, that's his turn.
On our hand here is a barbarian.
Barbarian. Next up is Brina.
Not forgetting to unmute this time. There we go.
Yay!
Are all three visible now?
The dwarf was briefly as he jumped up high into the sky, almost anime style, and then landed down. And yes, the guy fixing his crossbow is in view, and as is the paladin.
Can you do a Super Mario jump?
Yeah, I probably would want to do that to just have a look. And then, is there any way that I can get the three in, 20-foot radius, I think?
They are quite well spread out. You can't even get two of them currently. You can only get one, because the guy at the back with the crossbow hasn't really moved. The paladin's moved forward, but the dwarf has dashed quite some distance, so there's a lot of space between them currently.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna bother with that. How far away from me are they? It's a bit hard to see on the map.
Yeah, to be fair, it's some distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also the map lies because there's extra distance off the board. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. He's now about the dwarf is 80 feet as he's kind of in a clinch with 85 feet. Sorry, he's in a clinch with Brucon. That sounds wrong.
Okay, that's good. I can get him.
Brucon's a dwarf of the world. It's not the first time.
It takes all sorts to make a world.
I can get him with chromatic orb style.
Yes.
He has partial cover due to the and especially he has 3/4 cover because of your height and you're in amongst the thicket. But yeah.
Yeah. I'll still give it a go.
My camera's not live, so I've just done some actions for no reason.
Dabs, you say?
Oh, that's good. That's very, very good. That is 19 plus 8, 27.
27. 27 is going to beat his heightened armor class. Yeah, sure. What damage are you doing?
I am gonna go for lightning because Brucon liked that last time.
All right. Lightning damage. Roll some damage, please.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another fate dice roll? Sorry, DK. No, you're right. I don't know. I just.
I don't think there was.
No, good. Okay, fine. It's a shame we already have a DK emoji because that would be an absolute winner.
12 damage.
12 damage.
12
All right. So as lightning streaks across the now full of flora landscape, striking the dwarf in front of you. He doesn't seem to flinch though as he's hit. In fact, he seems to grin maliciously towards you. He seems to weather a lot of that damage. Although it's hard for you to tell that, Brina, but Brucon can see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go.
Out of character, fighting this guy is going to suck.
You're like one-on-one with a barbarian. Oh no.
No, it's not. Well, not just that. I think I might have an idea of what his dealio is, and it's not good for us.
Perhaps. Excellent. Look forward to seeing that. So yeah, you've done chromatic orb. Brina, is that anything else on your turn, or are you done?
I'm moving forward, yeah, as much as I can.
Okay, you can move a whole one square.
Wait!
It does mean that the snakes are now no longer in your space, which is a relief.
Mm-hmm. And they're not attacking me? No attacks of opportunity?
No, because you're still within their...
Oh, yeah.
Still within their... Oh, no, actually, no, because they have 0 feet. Because their melee range is 0 feet. They have to be in your space to attack you. So, no, they don't seem to be attacking you. That seems fine. You haven't noticed them trying to bite you. Okay. Next up, then. More waves are billowing from the center of the lake. It seems now. Fleeting and Seth, this takes your attention in particular because you're right by the edge. As you look back, waves are appearing from the lake. It's larger than before with the tiddlers when they appeared.
I'm getting a profound Moria vibe here.
Yeah.
From there, let's turn him around so you can see him. That's what I've been building today. A very large snake, very similar to the. I'll tell you what, I'm going to move the camera to a bird's eye view now.
Glad I've already been negotiating with them.
Yeah, quite. I've been laying some groundwork here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's from the lake, and sees.
Oh, Jack! Take a bow. That was. I love that little touch. Openable mouth. That's great.
It's got an openable mouth.
Yes.
You've become very mean in your old age.
A year older and a year more cynical. It turns, sees its children moving into the brush and around, away from these folks. And Leobrin, you can hear as it hisses out to its brood. Fools! These are the intruders. And it goes to
disagree. Strong disagree. Strong disagree.
Excuse me.
Do we get a this?
All right. It's then it's part of its huge body. Its huge tail comes out of the water, heading straight towards one of you two. I'm afraid. Heading towards Seth.
Who's one of you two?
Seth's
that's
one of the bros.
Fleeting's not here. Can it be him?
I'm afraid the dice have decided it was Seth. I'm so sorry.
Best friend ever.
Yes, and my best friend would take the hit.
Does a 16 hit?
Oh, it actually doesn't.
Excellent. You managed to avoid.
As it comes out, I'll just be like, "I'll save you, Fleeting."
You managed to avoid its. You manage to avoid its tail as it tries to constrict around you. You kind of see a large chunk of its body just start to make its way around you, and you hop up onto the rock out of the way and manage to avoid the constriction this turn. That is its turn. That's all it's done. Next up. Here's my list. Next up is Leobrin. And Seth, you're after Leobrin. I won't forget this turn.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I was wondering whether or not I should try and convince the snakes in more detail, but I guess I kind of have to now. Otherwise, trouble.
Okay. What's you doing?
Diplomatic mission.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, continue. Got to keep your story straight. No. Mighty, powerful snake. We are here to protect your younglings. That's why I've created this field of dense grass. These folk are the problem. The giant snake can see those padlock, can't they? From their vantage
given
point.
its vantage point, yeah, it can see. It can just about see what's going on here. Yeah.
That knocks off. I was going to try and Gilded Vizard look like the enemy as a clue to the little snakes.
Aha.
But
Smart.
unnecessary. They're here firing dangerous magics and here to murder people. Very murderous, them. Ignore the other murderers. Didn't say that.
Okay. Can you make a persuasion check? It is still with disadvantage because you are in its territory.
Ooh.
I like that noise.
Disadvantage 18. Once
Nice.
again.
So you martial powers strike once again.
Yeah. The plus 7 helps. It could have been 27, sadly.
It stops its attack on Seth and turns to you. And it doesn't say anything, it just stares at you and hisses.
Not one level of druid, not one level of ranger. Best
This isn't
animal
the nature boy in the group, is really serving the purpose right here.
Yeah. How far away is the nearest enemy at this point?
It's either one of the swarms or the big mama.
No, not the snakes. The actual.
Oh,
enemies.
apologies. The nearest.
I'm not going to go. Hey, we're not the enemies. Kill your babies.
Kill the children. Kill the children. From your position, Leobrin.
We come in peace, shoot to kill.
From your position, so. Just under 100 feet.
Perfect. The Oberon will go. It's them, and fire Eldritch Blast at that person.
Okay, he does have 3/4 cover because of the Flora in a clinch with Brucon. There's a lot of things in the way, but yeah, go for it. Make a shot.
Okay, blast 1. 19 to hit.
I'm afraid that misses with the extra AC.
Cover.
Blast 2. That same number, so never mind.
No.
Unlucky. 2 streaks.
Rolling doubles all the way.
Of arcane. So first the lightning strikes strikes the dwarf Brucon, and then suddenly either side of it, burst of arcane energy, crack against the floor. Not doing any damage, and he seems to be enjoying it. The dwarf, he just seems to grin more widely, and you can see the rage in his eyes. And yes, I'm signposting even more. It's definitely a barbarian.
Okay, well, if that's the case, like Leobrin will be like, look how crazy he is.
I mean, I don't know if Leobrin can see that from here.
Aw.
Brucon can see that, sure. You're 100 feet away. Maybe.
He's just jumping up and down, waves his hands in the air. People are attacking me.
Look, he's so angry, he's waving this great axe in the air. Sorry. Seth, you're next. Unless you'd like to move. Sorry, Leobrin.
Nah, Leobrin's fine.
Is he's there having a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's just having a chat. Yeah, lovely. Seth, you're next.
Cool. So I've got baby snakes on me, mama snake behind me.
It
I'm
tried
just
to
gonna
attack
go-
you, and then Leobrin hissed at it, as far as you could tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Leo, are we cool with the snake behind me?
Hopefully. I'm trying. It's, in negotiations. Aim attacks away from them.
Cool. I'm not turning around to look at the giant ass snake behind me.
Okay. Don't look at it. It's not.
Yes.
Nope, it doesn't exist. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
I'm fairly
How
certain
close
Seth
is
doesn't
the
have
closest bad guy?
object permanence.
Aside from the snakes, you've got the same dwarf barbarian that's locked in combat with Brucon.
How close is he?
Using your previous estimation, he's going to be 80 feet.
80 feet, so he's moved closer.
Yeah. He's closed in on
Okay,
Brucon.
cool. 80 feet does not put me at disadvantage.
Lol. Sorry, I mean, yay.
Cool. I'm going to attack with my crossbow.
Yeah, take a shot. You're not hiding.
That is... I did bonus action hide
Sorry,
last time.
you are. That's what this ring was for. You're hidden. You have the advantage. Do it. You have the high ground.
I rolled a 19 again, so 27 overall.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Roll some damage. Roll on 2. Dice.
I love that sound.
22 damage.
2 damage. Oof. Takes a bit of a hit. He gets hit in the shoulder, Brucon. He kind of flinches a little bit, but shrugs it off while still in the clinch. Are you doing anything else, Seth? You got a bonus action?
Pushing my luck to bonus action hide in the exact same spot I've been from 2 attacks.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they can see where I am.
If you want to hide in the same spot, I'll say you can do so, but it'll be with disadvantage because you haven't moved.
Yeah, I'll take that. Hang on, I'm having difficulty figuring out if that's a 6 or a 9. It's a 6. My brain stopped working. I was like, those squiggles are one of them.
What? 6 altogether, or?
So 17.
17. Okay, you think you're pretty well hidden, despite having not moved. You think you're pretty. You've manoeuvred well enough in your 5-foot area that you think you might be able to get the drop on them again. All right. Next, Malar. There are swarms of snakes that have just swarmed underneath Brina's feet as she then ran away, and there's 2 adjacent to you currently, and Leobrin's been talking to the giant snake that's just appeared out of the water, the huge snake.
Guess Malar is probably turned to view the giant snake. He'll look at Leobrin and good luck, Mr. Leobrin, and then he's just gonna dash into the grass towards.
It's every elephant man for himself.
60 feet. Oh no, maths. Quartered. So
15.
15. Yeah, 15 feet is what you can move.
Yep. That's it. It's turn. That's all I got.
Okay, as you run past the nippers, they seem to be a bit more aggressive. You hear them hissing as you run past them. They don't bite you, though.
Never mind me.
I'll reason with them. We don't share a language, but, No, friend. Okay, it's their turn next. Choo-choo-choo. First one goes for Brina. Another one goes for Malar. They are inhabiting your space. They are getting around your legs. They are climbing up your bodies. Both of these swarms are trying to bite you guys.
There was a very unified reaction from people there of no, don't like it, no, veto.
No.
I've not been negotiating for this.
There's no limit.
Malar does a 15 hit? I think not, right?
No, it does not.
Brina,
Anything hits.
you have an armor class of 9. So a 12. So unfortunately, a 13 will hit. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, so you take 7 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving.
Yeah. This is where it gets really bad.
You do get that D4, remember?
You got a D4.
Yes.
You've been
Yes.
blessed. Yep.
And
Roll.
I will probably need to use that. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I rolled an 18 and I get a +1. 19.
Excellent. 19. Again, for a moment, you kind of feel shocked, like electricity has kind of jolted through you as you've been bitten quite hard on your little tiny cutesy deep gnome hand. But
Ow.
fortunately, you managed to compose yourself and keep your hands moving. You're all good. You can keep moving.
I want this venom.
I want this for me. You just start sucking it out of your hand.
Hold that test tube. I was trying to like decant the
So useful.
The other two swarms, one's going for Fleeting and the other's going for Seth. Okay, actually, Seth, you got away with this. I think that's 15 to hit. That doesn't hit you, does it?
That is a miss, and you just hear me go, Leo, negotiate.
And that's for Fleeting. Unfortunately, there's 24 to hit. So
It's a miss.
no, it's not. Don't give me that nonsense. 7 points of
Try.
piercing damage to him. It's worth a try, but I do have his sheet up.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Can you make a con save, please?
These are not the saving throw we're looking for.
Ah, shit.
No, it's definitely not the
4.
saving throw we're looking for. Oh no.
4. With that.
Luck! No.
Wait,
luck.
hang on.
Inspiration or luck or
Doesn't
'cause it's
Fleeting?
after
Didn't
the
I
roll,
give?
So
you
I
blessed
gave
him?
Fleeting
Yeah,
a bless as
you
well.
blessed.
but a 4.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's now 14.
14. Was that with the bless or?
I rolled a 4 on the bless.
Ah, excellent. Good. With 14 again, he feels a similar effect to last time he was bitten, but he manages to through force of will, manages to keep himself going, keep himself active. Good.
Thank you, Nana.
Whew. Yes, good stuff. Well done, team. All right, that's all of them. Next up is the paladin, and she's just gonna trudge begrudgingly through this thicket, just swiping away with her flail, trying to take some of this plant life out of her way. Continues on. She is still some way behind the dwarf, but and also all of her javelins have fallen to the floor, and she's just discarded them. She can't be asked. That's her turn. Kerr and Beak, bottom of the order. I don't think I've missed anyone this time. Finally, Kerr talks some sense into Beak, and they both take to the skies. I think seeing the big one kind of shook them into reason, and they just fly a little far away from them. Just gonna fly, just keep some distance from the big one, up into the sky, and that's their turn. So, top of the round. With a nice clink, the crossbow bolt is fixed. Sorry, the crossbow is fixed, and what's his face tries to hide. He fails, and now goes for a shot, seeing a clearer threat moving through the bushes, but pretty sure that a 14 misses Brucon. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. So crossbow bolt whizzes by you as you're kind of locked in this death grip with the dwarf. Fleeting Look is next.
Fleeting. Cool. Tells me now what I'm doing for him. He is going to... Closest one's still only 80 feet away, isn't he?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, hasn't
85
moved.
if Fleeting is like a little bit further back. Can Fleeting... Oh wait, hang on, what's javelin? Oh, terrible, doesn't matter. Cool, Fleeting's just going to throw 2 javelins at the closest one that I believe in combat with Brucon.
Sure, he's ignoring the snake that's been biting him. He's just going to go for what's his face. That's cool. So that's javelin throwing, so disadvantage, and he has got cover.
Cool. So I rolled a 19 and a 17. So 17 plus 4, 21.
21, yeah, that will hit even with the cover, yeah.
And I've still got bless. And so that's 6. Total of 7 again.
7, nice.
And fleeting, 7 again. And fleeting has 2 attacks, which I totally remember.
Totally remembered. We both remembered this time. Yeah, make another attack, another javelin with disadvantage. Remember.
Only an 8 plus 4 plus the bless, which is another 4. 16.
16 unfortunately misses, given the cover. Ducks, avoiding that next javelin. But seems to, but it laughs heartily, very much enjoying the thrill of combat, and having so many paying attention to him is quite something. All right, fleeting moving at all, or is he happy next to the giant snake and the swarm?
Yeah, we'll stay there because there's all the plant growth in the way, so there's not much to move to. Yeah,
fair enough. It's like, no, I'm a bit bogged down here. Okie dokie. Next up, Naeris. You've been riding hard on Laos. Up ahead, you've seen through the mist. You've seen and heard a large reptilian creature appear, and the sounds of battle. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Natural 20.
Yeah!
Okay.
Well, there's an entrance. Okay. You can see clearly
What
now.
do I see? What do my elf eyes see?
Well, just like Jimmy Cliff, you can see clearly now. The rain has gone, and in front of you...
Ruined it.
Ruined it. You've ruined my entrance. Goodbye. Good date.
I'm out. I'm done.
Fireball myself. Game over. Done. Bye. Oh no, she's actually left the room. Amazing.
Right.
All right. So what you can see before you, you can see 3 figures. And just from behind, with a natural 20, yes, you recognise these as the 3 adventurers that were poking their noses in Hilberg, asking after you, and imagine the same that savagely beat your uncle. And you can see that one of them is the dwarf is locked in a duel with another dwarf, which with a natural 20 you would recognise the monastic robes and general suave just aura around him of Brucon. His name's...
Yeah, sure. Yep.
His name's Ree. Brucon Ree.
Yeah.
International monk of mystery.
Right. So my main question is, do I see any of them within 20 feet of each other?
Yes. You can see the obviously Brucon and the dwarf are within 20 feet of each other. You can also see that the if you want
Crossbowman
and Paladin Lady are within 20 feet of each other.
Paladin Lady that gave me side eye.
Side eye.
That
yes.
Paladin.
Side eyes lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Known as, who's introduced herself as last to the group, though you wouldn't know that.
Yes. Well, what I want to do is I want to elegantly, like, I'm gonna gallop the horse, but I'm gonna elegantly dismount before they can see me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna gallop the horse without a rider past way towards the party and past them.
Ah, okay. So you're gonna.
I don't know if you want me to
on its way.
Yeah, exactly. So they just see a riderless horse galloping past them as a terrifying
Spooky.
omen.
I like it. Yeah.
Of what is to come.
It's the creature of
Yeah. I don't know if you want to let me have the dismount as a freebie, if you want to do a check, whatever, but...
No, it's just half your movement to dismount. It's simple.
Yeah, but I'm like galloping dismount.
Oh, on the move. Okay, in which case, make an acrobatics check, Legolas. Go on.
Yeah, I thought. See, I could have been like, oh yeah, just gonna slide by. See? I wanted the gravity of what I'm about to do, or fail at doing and break my neck.
I was going to say, here comes the natural 1.
Oof. Here comes the pain.
18.
Nice. You land on your feet.
I was,
3-point landing into the dirt.
I was genuinely scared of that.
It's majestic. Right. The smoke billows
but
from you.
they
it
don't see
quiet.
me. They don't see me yet. They don't
no,
see
they don't
me
see
yet.
you.
I want to do it. I want to do it like I don't know, 50 feet before I reach them.
Sure, that's not
quite a bit far away, like safe distance. Because
to be honest, yeah. 50 feet is fine. That's how far. That's a good distance. That'll be your normal movement on the horse anyway to get to that point. So you can drop down there.
Yeah.
Horse will continue.
To just confuse everybody. And I believe I was looking at Fireball. I have a casting range of 150 feet. Was it? Well, I want to position it so it's clear of the two struggling dwarves.
Yep.
But I don't want them to see me. I just want to cast Fireball so that they're both within range.
What meta magic do you have as a sorcerer? Do you have subtle spell?
I don't think I have careful spell.
And empowered.
Subtle doesn't sound like Naeris.
No,
I was gonna say it'd be surprising.
I keep forgetting where to look it up.
So basically with Fireball, I think I'm pretty sure Fireball has a verbal component, so they'll hear you casting doing the incantation. So you won't be able to do it completely subtly, but
but they don't see me.
Not until the last moment. Not until you cast it, they won't see you. Sure.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, to be honest, they're probably not facing my way.
They're not. They're not looking at you. No.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got.
And I'm gonna do actually. Can I decide this now to spend a sorcery point? No, I can do that later. Okay, never mind.
Oh, like a bonus
to reroll
sorcery point
up to so empowered spells to reroll up to 3 of the dice. But
yes, bear that in mind. See what you roll first, but keep that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've never used empowered spell.
Keep that on a burner. Yeah. It's very easy to forget about the meta magic stuff with sorcerers.
Yeah.
Usually, because when she uses her fire stuff, they just die anyway. So you've not needed to empower them yet.
Let's go. Okay.
Okay. So I cast Fireball. First one, guys. First one. Let's see what happens. Right. So I'm guessing D20. No, actually no. Cast Fire. They had to do saving first,
this dexterity saving throws. What's your save DC? Should be on the spells.
Yeah. I'm just looking at. Show me. It's 14.
Okay. Okay, so the two of them, at the last moment, hear the incantation. They're like, "What?" And okay. DC of 14, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
Side-eye lady fails.
Yes.
Fails the save.
Of all the people.
But crossbow guy, eye patch Bill Bailey guy, succeeds and uses evasion to take no damage.
Because rogue.
Because he's a bastard.
Let me roll damage. So that's wait. Damage is
8d6.
8d6. Okay. So I've got 3 here. So that's this is 11.
Oh. Remember what if you've got like a low number. Remember what it is in case you want to empower.
Yeah. I'm gonna empower this bad boy because this was not good. This was 1, 1, and 2.
Okay.
So that was 3 more, but I'm gonna first roll 2 more because that'll be 8 because I'm rolling 3 d6s at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is much better. So I have 11 plus 9. That's 20.
Yeah.
And then the 3 get re-rolled. Yeah, that's much better. That is plus 12, so 32 points of damage.
32, lovely.
Toasted that paladin ditch.
Toasted! Yeah, next time you give me side-eye, biznatch.
And it goes from side-eye looking behind like, what was that, to full wide-eyed horror as an eruption of fire explodes around her.
With a single flaming figure standing 50 feet away.
Yep. Now burning in the distance is you, smoldering, and the rest of you will see this as well. It's a literal beacon of Naeris.
Well, they first see a random riderless horse galloping past them, don't they?
They see the silhouettes of the horse made by the fireball.
So they can't see me yet. Oh, this is so ominous. I love it.
And annoyingly, you also spot the eye patch crossbow man dive to the ground and somehow manage to shield himself and seems absolutely fine and gets up and dusts himself off. And kind of grins over and goes, "Oh, we've been waiting for you." Loads his crossbow. Okay, that's your turn. That's your entrance.
My turn.
Unless your bonus action sorcery shenanigans, but leave that to you.
Can I move as a bonus action?
No, unfortunately.
No. Okay. Never mind.
It's not
Never
for
mean.
you, Naeris.
No.
Okay, nice one. Next, Brucon.
Yeah.
You've seen the fireball go off. You know what this means.
Yeah.
Now, the plants around the two that have been hit in that fireball area have been burned to a crisp. So that's no longer difficult terrain.
Okay, and how far away are Paladin and Crossbow Rogue?
Oh, that's not going to fit. Forget that. That wasn't going to fit. They are... It's a great question that I don't have a great answer to. They are 50 feet from you.
50 feet.
50 feet.
Oh.
You're
Okay.
still locked in the clinch.
Oh, what? Is Brucon grappled?
No. You're not grappled. You're just sparring.
So just squaring off with this guy. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I might as well. I'll do this first. So Brucon is going to attack, and he's just gonna. He's not even going to wait to see anything go down. He is immediately going to spend a key point for a flurry of blows. So 4 attacks against
4 attack.
Against your man. Yep. So here we go. Okay, we have not a great set of rolls. No, really not good. So we've got a 14, 2 15s, and a 20. Unnatural.
Okay, the 2 15s and the 20 hits.
Cool. Okay. Jolly good. I was worried for a moment because of the other rolls, and then I remembered that everyone else was rolling against this guy in cover, and I'm not.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Thank God. Okay, so now if I've made an accurate guess about what's happening here, I'm going to need to tell you the individual results of this damage roll.
Okay.
I strongly suspect. I don't need to confirm
yeah.
that.
Let's do it that way just in case.
I'm just telling you in case. So first roll is, beautiful, 10. Second
damage.
roll, less beautiful, 6. Third roll, another 6.
5, 6, and 6. I make that 17 points of damage. I'm gonna halve that.
No, it was a 10, a 6, and a 6.
Oh, sorry. I've already written it as a 5.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know.
I've done.
Yeah,
That's,
I know.
my fault. So that means, so half that. So it would have been 22, I've got it as.
It would have been 22, but
Very
yes,
nice.
if my intuition is correct, it's a number that is around about half that.
Is it exactly so? Yes.
I thought it might be. Cool. And then because I am drunk, I can now move away for free.
Yes,
Up
flurry blows.
to-
Do it.
Up to 100 feet because of the other thing that the drunken sway gives me. So Brucon is going to move towards the rogue.
Okie dokie. So the 50 feet from you. So the first 30 feet will still be in. The first 20 feet will still be in the dense plant growth area.
Okay.
So
that
that'd
would
be 80
take
feet.
80. So
Yeah.
then there's got another 20 feet of free movement.
You've
left
got 20
after
feet of free movement, which, believe it or not, is enough to get in melee.
that. Fantastic.
I might have to make a
Brucon
separate
just-
thing for them.
So Brucon on the barbarian and then goes, and then kind of like leans round, sees the explosion, and goes, "Ah, that's my friend. One moment, please," and zips away towards the rogue.
Pardon me.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you have any grey poupon? Sorry.
I hope not. I really sincerely hope not.
That mustard would have been toast at this point. All right. Yep, you zip up into his grill, and next up is the dwarf, who now has lost his target, and he's not happy about that. He shouts out, "Where do you think you're going?" Obviously, turns around and sees the flaming lady in the distance, and obviously the explosion had happened as well. Considers his options. He still feels strongly that he'd like to take on his quarry here, so he's gonna try to charge through. So as we established, it'd be 80 feet of movement through the thicket. He's going to try and leap, so he'll only have to do 10 feet. Still going to be a dash. It's a mighty leap because of raging strength bonus advantageness. Gives him a very good roll. So he runs the 10 feet as 40 feet, and then he gets to leap another 15 feet. So that's 25 feet. So yeah, that puts him into the clearing, and then how much movement has he got left after that point? Maths, everyone. 40 plus another 15, so he's got he has got another 15 feet. So he can't quite get to you. He's 10 feet away. Sucks to be him, am I right? So yeah, that's him. I'll just do a little circle here, so that's out of the area, but it's a fireballness. Excellent. Okay, that's his turn. Next, Brina. You've seen a fiery explosion of death on the other side of the fields where you're running towards. Snakes have been biting at your heels, and Malar is alongside you, over twice your height. He's just overtaken you, actually, as you've been trying to push through the thicket. He also has snakes on him.
And I assume I see the big one.
Oh, you see the big one.
Yeah.
You feel the big one. The big one is there. And it is terrifying.
Is it within 60 feet of
no,
me?
Marshall. No, it's not what I meant.
No?
No, sorry. Say that again. Say that again, Angelique. I just saw Marshall's disapproving face, and I thought, nope, I just realised what I've said. It's not what I meant.
Oh, I didn't register that, and now,
You feel the tremors in the earth as the large snake appears.
Yes.
Moving on.
We'll move on.
Angelique.
Is it within 60 feet of me?
Yes, it is.
The large one.
Oh, yes. 20 feet from you, I think.
As well as the swarms, right? There should be at least 2 that are...
Yeah, there are 2 that are directly below it with Seth and Fleeting, and the other 2... Basically, all the swarms are on members of your party.
And so all the swarms are within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, no.
So I am going to pull out my wand, which up until this point I've only used for Zone of Truth.
Yes. Oh my god, yes, I forgot about this. Yes.
I'm gonna thrust it up so it kind of comes up. You see that blue light now from the foliage.
Okay, yeah, so you thrust a rod of blue light into the air, like the poster for the original Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah. And Brina opens her mouth, and instead of her cute little squeaky voice, comes out this bellowing, unearthly sound. And all the enemies, because it is creatures of my choice, so the party is safe.
Yes.
But everyone else needs to roll a charisma save.
Charisma save.
With DC 18.
Alright, I'll do the swarms first. DC 18, because this is horrific. Alright, charisma. Surprisingly, the snakes are not charismatic. They have a -4 on their charisma, so they're all going to fail. All of the little ones, anyway, are definitely going to fail. And the big one fails. However, it gets to use a legendary save to make it succeed.
Fair. It's still half damage, that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So the ones that failed are now also deafened.
Yep.
And I'll roll my 3d10.
Roll
This
it.
is
2 8s and a 10, so that is 26.
yes.
26 and 13 for the big one.
And that was radiant damage, wasn't it?
Radiant damage, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I would be happy with that. Lovely. Don't have resistance to that kind of damage. All right.
I thought this was like a power word kill scenario or something, but it's still pretty good.
It's
Okay.
called Truth Hurts.
You hear the these weird the truth hurts because it really does. These reptilian style screams. Well, Leobrin, you hear the screams. The rest of you just hear very loud, pained hisses. But Leobrin, you hear a thousand voices cry out in terror and suddenly silenced. No, they are still screaming. They're still alive. Most of them, not as many of them.
All of that except for the silenced bit.
Yes, all of that apart from only some of them were silenced. Many of them are still alive. And it was half damage to the
Big one.
what was the half damage? Sorry, what was the
26, so 13.
13? Yes, thank you. Perfect, lovely. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, what's that? And its focus is immediately given to the beacon of blue.
The blue
light
shiny orb on. Yep.
that's sticking out of the thicket. That's the only thing we can see. That and a staff, but it has quite a height, and it can look down, and you see its glowing yellow eyes looking down at you, like you were a small meal. Nice. Good job. Nice use of Truth Hurts. Forgot about that one. That's great. Next up. Sorry, are you moving at all?
Yeah, I'll take the rod back down, kind of put it away so the light is on, and I'll run towards Brucon as far as I can, which is 1 square.
You can move 1 more square. And the snakes that you have just depleted the numbers of, you notice the swarm below you, half of them are dead as you run past, but the other half will still try to nip you as you move out of their space. Okay, that's a natural 20. So despite having half the numbers, they do get a good bite onto you. 7 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a con save.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty dicey now. Con save. That is 11.
Succeeds just. Again, you feel that jolting effects in you as the venom kind of enters your bloodstream, but the adrenaline surges through you in a way that you have not experienced in the entirety of your very sheltered life. You're suddenly just given this new burst of energy you didn't know you possessed within you, and you just keep on running. Okay, that's your turn. Next is it's the Big Mama's turn, and it's been told not to attack by Leobrins, and it's then been hit by the blue rays, the truth stuff, and it's got the boys below it. It has a lot of options. This creature. All right, it's okay. So it's going to go for the blue light. That's the most recent thing that's damaged it. So
I tucked it away and ran.
That's
so I
true.
get a little cover.
That's true. It has got an elevated position. It can see quite well. But that being said,
Can me and Fleeting get opportunity attacks against it if it's moving away?
yes, only Fleeting can. He's the only one within 5 feet of it currently.
Cool.
Oh no, you would be within 5 feet because it attacked you. No, you're right. You both can.
Even better.
Do it.
Cool. So Fleeting. He threw a javelin. Is he able to? Would he have a javelin out, or is he barehanded?
I would say he only did one hand for the javelin, so he can still have his hammer in the other hand if you like.
Okay, perfect.
Because he hasn't got a
so he
shield.
has rolled,
Has he?
and no, he doesn't. He has got an 8. Oh, he doesn't have a shield. He has got an 18 on the hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool.
Damage it.
So that's D8 plus 2. Going to divine smite it.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
That's 4d8 plus 2.
Oh, that's a hefty second. That's 2 levels of smite.
Yep.
Anyway.
24 damage from fleeting.
Okay. Nice.
And I hit with a 16 overall.
Yeah, that hits too.
And I get my sneak attack because fleeting's next to me.
Yes, you do.
Or not next to me, fleeting's next to it.
Yeah. Love when a plan comes together.
Cool. That was terrible. 13 damage. I rolled 2 1s, 2 3s.
Yikes. Still damage though.
So, you both get your hits away on it. Smart. And you get its attention as it tries to move away, and it's like...
No, we didn't get attention. The blue light. Look at the blue light.
Look at the
Pretty
shiny
light.
It's been the light has since gone anyway, so it just turns back to you two, and
I did not think this through.
Thank you.
Fleeting's the closest. He's gonna try and bind Fleeting. Natural 20. Wow. All right. So Fleeting. Oh God. Fleeting look. It's a natural 20, so I've got to double that. So he's gonna take some damage.
He's had shield of faith this whole time, and it's helped with nothing.
It really
sure
hasn't,
it wasn't
has
like,
it?
A 19, an 18, anything lower?
He's been very unfortunate in that regard. Oh God, this is good. 28 points of bludgeoning damage, and he's grappled by it. He only has 27 hit points. He goes unconscious.
Literally one over.
That is beautiful and horrific.
Sugar.
It also, now because it's grappled, now he's got him grappled and in his clutches, he can bite Fleeting with his bonus action.
Oh, same turn. Okay.
Yeah, it's his multi-attack is specific to to constricting a target. Fleeting's unconscious, but it doesn't matter. He's got advantage anyway because of the constriction. I think. A 13 though misses. He can't pierce Fleeting Look's armor. He's like munched onto him. Just unconscious. The hammer is still dangling from his unconscious arm, but he is. Oh, hang on, there he is. He's in the beast's jaws.
Well, sounds like a good friend of his is going to need to roll their sleeves up, get in there, and do some heroing.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, Malor.
Very quick. All right, Fleeting is down. That's the Big Mama's turn. Leobrin, you're next.
Oh, attacked on 2 sides. And I have no spell slots. I mean, the other trio is still kind of far away.
Yeah. It's only Brucon and Naeris are on those 3.
Focus on the snake, I guess.
Let's split the party.
DM.
The DM did not cast plant growth at the start of this fight.
The DM made giant snakes appear.
That's true.
I wasn't anticipating these 2 encounters would collide, but they have in beautiful fashion. The Oberon will still talking to the snake. Like, no, you put him down now.
Drop it.
Bad snake. Bad snake. I don't know if I need to do any kind of persuasion for that, but the Oberon will be blasting the snake as like a bopping it on the nose.
Okay.
Bad snake.
Sure. Okay. Pop it on the nose. Go for it.
Can you bop it on the nose with a few Eldritch Blasts?
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Exactly what's happening.
17 to hit.
Hits. Yes. Roll some damage.
11.
11 points of damage.
Yeah, and 10 to hit.
10 misses, unfortunately.
It would hit a badger.
Unfortunately, there are no badgers present currently. The capybara.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's a giant
the capybara
snake.
does think twice though. Like, ooh, that's
Giant snake is, it's not
Brina doesn't-
armored
Brina
and it's
doesn't
easy
have-
to hit.
Brina doesn't have polymorph loaded in that wand by any chance, does she? Doing it.
The snake is quite lithe and quick with its movements.
Do,
Hard
do,
to get a
do,
good
do
shot.
my words convince it to
I'll be
rethink
no.
its...
Not currently. No, it's trying to enjoy its meal currently.
Well, it's not enjoying it much being bopped on the nose.
It gets bopped in the nose. It's still got fleeting constricted and it just turns to you and goes, "You're next."
How does it say that with a mouthful?
No, because it tried to bite and then it lets go. He's still constricted fleeting by the tail. He's not constricted in the mouth. I've just done that for the board.
How do I imagine this when you put fleeting in the wrong place? This is fine.
Has it taken any damage?
It's taken quite a lot of damage, to be fair.
Yeah.
Some
That's
scales have gone
it.
awry.
I got no spells. I got no bonuses. Happy
Okay.
days.
Harsh language and an eldritch blast. That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Seth, the hero of the
Cool.
hour.
I am going to draw my silvered rapier, and I am going to yell at it to drop my tiefling, and I am going to attack.
Do it.
I agree with the other reactions.
No.
Best friends.
Cool. That
I knew the
is
best friends emoji.
22.
22 to hit. That hits. 100% hits. Go for it. Let's get a close up.
Better than 1s and 3s. I've
It's
forgotten
touching
how to
me.
math.
I've forgotten maths.
We've been doing a lot of maths tonight, it's fair.
And you haven't even been dealing with plant growth. And here he is. David and Goliath situation.
27 piercing damage.
Oh, mama. That is a lot of damage. And it looks... It writhes and hisses. Blood spurts as you jam the rapier in. You seem to have cut an important artery within this invertebrate. Within this creature. And...
Definitely a vertebrate.
it's definitely a vertebrate. It definitely has a backbone. You severed an important part of it. Sinews and stuff all appear in this wound, and it howls and looks directly into your eyes. Oh, it's pissed.
Is it dying?
It's no, unfortunately, still alive. It's alive and kicking just.
Cool.
I love
That's
the-
like the
I love
one
the hope.
move, so I was hoping that would work.
I love the hope there. It's kind of like, maybe Jack forgot to mention that I killed it?
Make
Yeah,
it so
that
confused
was
in
a
his
hope.
description, he forgot. Oh no, that died 2
Like,
rounds
I
ago.
did-
Sorry.
Like, I did the war cry. How much extra damage is that?
I mean, I think the war cry, it didn't do any extra damage. It did give you inspiration, though.
And that will be used in a moment.
All right. Are you doing anything in the bonus action, whatnot, movement? Because you've.
No, I'm not moving away. I was trying to taunt it towards me and not fleeting.
Okay. Cool. And you've got other less of them. There's a lot of dead tiddlers around your feet, but a few of them are still moving up your legs. Next up is Malar. You've got a swarm of snakes. Half of them went limp and died after sort of hissing out loudly in the blue light emanating from Brina's wand. She definitely did something there. What are you doing?
So Brina's not having a great time of it at the moment, as far as I can tell. So I'm just going to. She's next to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's slowing,
Just
but she's
gonna-
next to you.
lean down and sort of slap her on the back, and as I do so, I'll cast second level Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, hang on. I need to do the
Malar slaps Brina on the back. Does she not like sprawl face first in the dirt?
Yep.
Well, it's a big dude who's. There you go.
To be honest, Angelique, I mean, this is a complete inside joke, but I'm just like, do a novice, do a novice, do a novice, do a novice and Maya, do a novice and Maya. When Tales of the Sword Coast appears, you'll understand that reference, but that's not
How many
for
ones?
some months.
How many ones did you just roll, DK?
No. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't great. 14 points of healing.
Oh, I'll take
From
that. That's
Sabrina.
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Malar uses his movement to head towards the noise of Bruton. Well, where this explosion.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, the explosion of flame. Yeah, that's a good place to head towards. I think Malar in particular probably gets some good vibrations from that. So, just 30 feet of movement, unfortunately, means 1 square.
Yeah.
And those snaky snakes are going to try and bite you, but a natural 1, they bite their own tongues and will not attack on their turn. All right. Because again, slapstick. Okay, after Malar, it is their turn. So one of the snakes, like that, and bites themselves, and they're going to keep pace with you, Malar. They're going to be in your space, but not attacking you this turn, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not the same for Brina's lot. They're back on her again, because she's still in the weeds. Yep, 13 on the dice. But there's not many of them this time, so only 4 points of piercing damage. And you need to make a con save.
Alright. I still have Bless if I need it.
Marta, Naeris only has 1 4th level spell slot, right?
That's a 9, so I am going to use my Bless.
Okay.
And that's another 3, so that makes it 12.
Great call. Great
You
call.
mean 3rd level, Bart?
Sorry, yes, 3rd level.
Great call, because 10 is what you needed. So yeah, 12 you succeed. Again,
That
hold
was
back
4
the
damage,
venom.
was it? Yeah.
So just the 4 damage, yeah. Now with Fleeting taken out of the picture by the mother, the children are all going to descend onto Seth. There's less of them now, Seth, so it's hopefully not as damaging. 1 completely misses, the other 15 to hit. I think that misses as well, right?
Misses.
Great, no damage to you, but you've got, still, they're pooling their resources, if you will, the snakes, converging on your position. That's them. Then it's the paladin. Okay, she's eyeballing Naeris. It's a smolder off. She's staring over to the fiery flames of death of Naeris. And as a bonus action, she roars out, and you see Naeris. She almost grows a feet taller, and bristling arms suddenly become very, very hairy as she grows up as well, and just starts charging in your direction.
Plot twist. Is she a shifter or something? You don't have to answer that.
Our survey says I will reveal later.
Yeah, that's fair.
But a good guess. All right, so it does that and gets an extra thing because that's good. Excellent. And oh, geez, tanky. I didn't realize quite how tanky she was, but she is tanky. Okay. Starts charging towards Naeris. Unfortunately, she has no ranged weapons, so she is just this is interesting. Naeris, you were 50 feet away, and then the spell was cast on her. So she's going to use her full movement. She moves the 15 feet in the now barren terrain, leaps, and into the undergrowth, and then uses her action. You hear her say, "I summon Cadence's graphite slate," and you need to make a strength saving throw.
What? What is this?
It's a magical item. You see, she pulls out a bit of slate.
Thank you, dice today. 19.
She's done
19.
medieval homework.
19.
19. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. 20.
Ah!
Are you friggin' kidding me?
What?
What is this?
A disc of magical force appears behind you. Tendrils come out from it, wrap themselves around you.
Can I
Your
cast
arms
shield?
are locked in, your arms and legs are strapped in place. Unfortunately, shield is only for attack spells, not for saving throws. Unfortunately.
Let's see.
Can Brina see this at all?
You can make a perception check, Brina. How about that? It's a free action, just as you're kind of running along, but trying to keep an eye on things.
12 plus. What's my perception? 3, so 15.
Okay, yeah, 15's enough. Yeah, you
All
see
right.
this disc of force appear of just pure arcane energy behind Naeris. These tendrils come out, wrap themselves around you. Your arms, Naeris, are suddenly bolted to you. The fire doesn't seem to be doing anything to this. You are now restrained.
Can I try to counterspell this? I don't know if that works, but can I try?
What's the distance on counterspell? Is it like 90 feet or something?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, it's 60. No.
It's 60. 60's out of range, unfortunately. Oh,
Yeah.
mate. Sorry. Good call. That was a really good call. So, yeah, these they wrap around you, and you are currently restrained and incapacitated by this. Another tendril comes across your mouth as well, and the disc itself then pivots, so now you're horizontal. Like, you get flashbacks to when you were back under the being a prisoner of the Red Mages under Damon being strapped to that table. It's similar to that. You are now strapped to this disc of force. You can see what's going on, but you are currently restrained and incapacitated. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So that means, because you're incapacitated, you can't take any actions on your turn.
Okay.
So you are effectively null at this point. I'm really sorry.
That's all right.
We'll see what happens with everyone else. How they respond to this. Okay, that's her turn. That was the ace in the hole. Next up. Oh, bottom of the round, the horse. Louse charges across the field.
There's
Having no idea.
one important member of our group that has not been factored in. Louse, go! Save us
Kerr
all.
and Beak. They spot this. They spot what happens with the magical force. Kind of look down. They're not sure about the flames, about who this is, really, but they are going to take a closer look. So they're heading that way. And because they're flying, they're not bothered about difficult terrain. Yay! Next.
Just sitting there flipping the V's at the plant growth as they fly over it. And yep.
Okay, next up now, Brucon, you're facing down against the crossbowman with the eye patch.
Yeah. So, two things. I do know what Brucon's turn wants to look like. It shouldn't take very long. Are we okay to stick a pause button on?
I think we're going to have to, aren't we? Because this is being quite intensive. Yeah. No, agreed.
I'm happy for Brucon to go before we call it or after.
I'll tell you what, well, this guy is top of the round, so I think this is a good place to stop, actually. So he's bearing down on you. He drops his crossbow and instead pulls out a short sword and adopts the fighting stance, ready, knees ready to go. He looks like he's about to duel you, sir.
Well, he's
with
in
panache.
for a big surprise. He's in for a big surprise because that's not how Brucon rolls at all. But yeah, cool.
I see. And he just coolly says to you, "See if you can dodge this." And that's where we're going to leave things for today, ladies and gentlemen. Mid-combat, because wow, two combat encounters in one converged and mess happened. That's a lot to think about there. A lot went on. Wow, a lot of cool stuff.
It's a very dramatic moment to pause the fight.
It really is.
Yeah.
Naeris is strapped to a disc of force. It's like Tensor's floating disc, but for bounty hunters. Cadence's graphite slate, and
Fleeting is unconscious.
Fleeting's unconscious, constricted by the giant snake. It's interesting, is what it is. Will our heroes live to fight another day and survive this awful encounter? We'll find out next time, ladies and gentlemen. But for today, we're going to have to stick a pin in it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for playing. Hope you've been enjoying yourselves and not just, too scared about death and the fate of your characters, hopefully.
Make sure to tune in next week, folks. You'll see the crazy conclusion of this insane fight.
Oh my god, yes. Please don't miss it. You will regret it. All right. Until next time, thank you, everyone. Have a good week. And stay safe.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.